Pearls form when a mollusk wraps a foreign, irritating object, like a jagged grain of sand, in continuous layers of a smooth substance called nacre. We look at the final product and call it a precious jewel, but as the author Bruno Accioli points out, the mollusk is just trying to protect itself. The pearl is a biological defense mechanism. That process of nacreization takes something raw, formless, and uncomfortable and buries it under endless, polished layers until it appears elegant and perfectly round. Human cognition works in a remarkably similar way. We experience a raw inclination, a bias, or an instinct, and our mind immediately gets to work wrapping it in the smooth, structural layers of logic and language. This leaves us with an unsettling question. When you look at a beautifully justified opinion, what actually came first? Did the reasoning lead to the conclusion, or did the conclusion invent the reasoning? We are now seeing this exact phenomenon play out in artificial intelligence. A recent paper titled, "Therefore I Am, I Think," examined how large language models tackle complex logic. The researchers discovered that when a reasoning model writes out a long, deliberate chain of thought to arrive at a choice, it has frequently already made its decision before it generates a single visible word. This heat map shows the AI's decision. Dark green indicates near 100% certainty. In the pre-gen row, the action is encoded before text generation begins. The rows below are the thinking phase. If researchers flip that signal, the AI hallucinates logic to justify the forced choice. The visible reasoning is not the origin of the choice. It is the nacre. It is a post hoc narrative spun out to protect and justify an inclination that was already determined. The real discomfort of this AI research is what it reveals about us. The architecture of a language model is exposing the mechanics of our own post hoc rationalizations. Our deepest convictions start as subpersonal grains of sand, fragments of memory, emotional affect, and hidden biases. We instantly wrap these fragments in the vocabulary of objective analysis. A language model doesn't know which specific data embedding triggered its output. We suffer the exact same limitation. We lack transparent access to the deep, latent origins of our own beliefs. This creates a severe intellectual hazard. Malformed pearls also shine. A conclusion can be elegantly argued, perfectly formatted, and completely wrong. A beautiful but flawed conclusion acts like a gravitational center. It bends incoming information toward itself, forcing new facts to align with old mistakes. Without a way to check this process, we pass off calcified errors as reasoned opinions, and we build our next view of the world on top of a highly polished mistake. If the reasoning process itself is infected by the biases of the base model, we have to rethink how we build objective intelligence. Humans have biological guardrails. We possess native systems for metacognition and conflict monitoring that allow us, with effort, to pause and interrogate our own impulses. Foundational AI models do not have this luxury. We cannot expect a raw probabilistic network to magically produce flawless logic. We have to manually build the method around it. Developers call this a topological regime, an external architecture of memory, logic, and revision loops surrounding the core model. When the base model generates a biased conclusion, this ring intercepts it, forcing the output to be reviewed and corrected before reaching the user. Surrounding a language model with these rigorous external methods is the necessary step to turn a text predictor into a reliable, functional agent. A true method, like the scientific method, adversarial AI testing, or strict logical deduction, is not a tool for proving what we already want to be true. It is a technology of desedimentation. Its sole purpose is to ruthlessly test the authenticity of our cognitive pearls. We have to stop confusing a highly polished output with actual maturity. True intellectual maturity is never the ability to effortlessly produce brilliant, shiny answers. Whether in a human mind or an artificial network, maturity is the courage to crack open our own conclusions and ensure that the truth survives the breaking of the jewel.